Hi, friends. How are you? Gonna pull this up here so I can see what's going on. So I can see you here, so I can be a part of the conversation. Happy March 1st. It is the start of a new month. The calendar is flipping, which makes it a beautiful time to check in with ourselves and with each other. And also, what a world that we live in. Hello, Candace. Say hello if you're coming on live. Say hello if you are catching the replay. I want to see you. I want to say hello. This feels like such a personal conversation, such an intimate conversation. And I'm so glad, I'm so grateful for the place to come here and be with you in it and be with you in the conversation. So hi, Andrea. Happy to see you again today. I didn't necessarily come today like I do a lot of other weeks with like a lot of things to say, with a lot, with something to teach you. Really, I just wanted to come and say hi and see how all of you are doing, because, we're ending a month and starting a new one, which can always kind of be a precarious feeling time, particularly in entrepreneurship and in like the weird culture that the coaching industry has created that is like similar in ways and reminds me to network marketing, where it can feel like at the beginning of every month, like, right, like all of our PayPal numbers and our Stripe numbers, all of our balances come down to zero, and we start over, and where we measure our business and our success in months, and these like 28 to 31 day cycles, and how many thousands of dollars we made. That we can definitely be having feelings about how we ended the month, how much money came in February, and then there can always be a feeling of like, fuck, now I have to start from scratch and do it again as we step into the new month. But particularly, the conversations that I'm having with people privately, is that the general consensus that things feel heavy right now for a lot of us. Obviously, we have things going on over in Europe with the Russia and Ukraine. We have things happening in the States here with anti-LGBTQ legislation in Texas, anti-abortion legislation in Florida. We've got anti-climate change legislation happening in the Supreme Court. Like, there is all sorts of stuff happening. And, and that's like skimming the surface. There's so many other things. So if like I left out something that is feeling really important to you in the world right now, if I did not mention it, like, know that it's just because I don't have the time to sit here for, however long and list out every single atrocity and every single fucked up thing that's happening in the world right now. And I mostly just wanted to come in and check in with you and see how you're doing and see how you're feeling. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling connected to any of this personally? Is there support that you need from us as a community, from me as the leader here? And I have kind of found that I've been paying attention. I've been paying a lot of attention for the last week or so, as all of this stuff seems to be bubbling up at the same time. And I've been very carefully watching how people react. And I found that there's like two kind of classes of people, right? There's one side of people who see all of this going on and are like, I need to go live my life. And also living my life, and like the busier I am and the more things I'm doing, the more I can be distracted from what's happening. The more I don't have to be engaged in what's happening, the more I can think about other things. I can think about my business. I can think about my family. I can think about my friends. And so like, what can I do? And so it's like busy, 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 more. And then there's this like other group of people, which is probably a little bit more the camp that I sit in, who maybe even like unconsciously feel a little bit paralyzed right now and like feel extra stressed and like extra tired and like you need more rest and you need more solitude or seclusion, and like you just like can't hold as much as maybe you're used to being able to hold. Everything feels a little sticky, a little dense, a little heavy. And that's okay too. And you maybe don't even realize that. Like I was having a conversation with a friend this weekend and I was like, God, I just like do not want to get out of bed this weekend. Like literally, I want to get up to go to the bathroom and I want to get up to get food. And like, hopefully the food is delivered to my doorstep, fully cooked and ready to eat, because like, I don't want to have to make the food. And I was like, oh, like I'm such a bump on a log. And then I was like, oh, right. Cause the world is in massive turmoil right now. And like, I am trying to hold that on top of all of the other things that I hold. And I just want to say that like whatever camp you fit into, whether you're like shut down or overdrive, whatever your reaction is, it's okay. It's okay. It's safe. It's normal. And I just want to encourage everyone to give themselves a lot of grace right now. And if you need to take steps back, if you need to slow down, if you need to be gentle with yourself, give yourself that. And if you need to kind of give yourself distractions and throw yourself into your work or into your social life, like have some fucking fun, like go out and live. There is no right or wrong way to experience things like this. And so, as always, my message comes back to the radical self-approval we can give ourselves. No matter what your tendency is, no matter how aware or unaware you are of the way that these things are affecting you, because I promise you they are. No matter what, how can you just be okay with it? How can you take care of yourself? How can you give yourself that approval of like, and this is what I need right now. And so I'm going to respect myself and I'm going to give myself that. And I'm not going to make it wrong, because I really think, honestly, that is the best way we can move through these things, and not telling other people that they're doing it right or wrong, or expecting ourselves to do it a certain way and making ourselves right or wrong, but just understanding that everybody's showing up different. Everybody's affected by this differently. Everyone has a different lens to which they come to these global conversations, to these bigger conversations, and that we get to just be in it in the way that we need to be in it right now. Because whether we realize it or not, there are parts of our brains that are in survival mode. And so how your brain and your body deal with that is a very personal thing. And so don't buy into all of the hype that happens on the internet. If you feel like you have important things to share and say about things, do it. If you feel like other people said important things that you want to share and amplify, do it. If you feel like you have nothing valuable to add to the conversation, that's okay. You don't have to say anything. There's no right or wrong way to show up right now. And I think that by making ourselves wrong, by making other people wrong and passing judgment on how other people are showing up, that is where you're going to lose ground. That's where we're going to fuck ourselves up. That's where we're going to get tripped up. That's where we're going to get stuck, as opposed to just letting ourselves be where we're being at. And the one thing that if I had to say anything like really clearly right now, my one contribution of my voice would be, if you can keep creating, keep creating. If you can, whatever it is you have to do, if it takes rest, if it takes time, let yourself keep creating. I believe that we were all born for where we are right now, that we're here for a reason, in this time, in this space, in the country that we're in the body that we're in, that we're exactly where we were meant to be for such a time as this. And I believe that the work we have to do in the world is needed now more than ever. These are the times when things are in turmoil, when there is uncertainty. This is when the world needs us to show up the most. This is when the world needs our art, whether that's your actual art, your painting, your sculptures, whether that's your words, your voice, your wisdom, your experience, whether that's your thoughts, your philosophies, your meanderings, whether that's your programs and your courses and your healing, whatever your art means to you, whatever that looks like, keep that going. Something that has long been like a big passion of mine, something that I have long loved and appreciated, is like wartime poetry. I've always been fascinated by wartime poetry because it was like the poets were the ones who kept the hope of a world after war. The poets were the ones who understood that in all of the turmoil and all of the uncertainty and all of the death and the dying and the discord, that in all of the brutal things that were happening in the world, it was the wartime poets who reminded us that it would end, that there was still beauty that existed even amongst all of the brutality, that good still existed, and that better days would eventually come. And I think that we get to be that in the world, in our worlds, in our own certain way. And if you can find that inside of you and you can show up and offer that up to the world right now, by God, please do it. Please go out there and give your gifts. Please go out there and heal. Please go out there and make your art and share it with the world, because that's what we need. We need the hope of healing, the hope of a brighter day, the hope of something better, the reminder that good still exists in the world. We need that. And if you're in a place where you can't create your art right now, where you can't go out and you can't share your message, you can't do your work in the world because it feels so heavy, that's okay. The artists who can will carry you. The cycle is revolution, rest, repeat. And so those of us that have the energy and the space, we go out and we create and we heal and we give and we speak and we write and we paint. We do those things while other people rest. And then when you get tired, you don't quit. You rest. And the people who have been resting start to wake up and say, my turn to be in the revolution now. Now I'm going to create. I'm going to paint. I'm going to write. I'm going to sing. I'm going to do my work. I'm going to teach about money. I'm going to teach about liberation. I'm going to teach about freedom. I'm going to teach people how to heal their trauma. And we trust the cycle that when you have it in you to show up, you show up. And when you need to rest, you rest. And if we're all committed to showing up when we can show up and resting when we need to rest and being in that cycle, there will always be some of us showing up. And so can we commit to one another today to show up when we can and to take rest when we need it? Show up when you can and take rest when you need it. And together, we'll revolutionize all of this. Together, we'll hold one another collectively. If you need to rest right now, sister, rest. Slow down. Take a moment. Recalibrate. Ground. Find your footing. But if there's a fire in your belly, if you have something to say, if you have something to give, do it. Fucking do it. Do not let anything stop you. Do not let anyone stop you. Do not let anyone in the comment sections of Instagram or whatever tell you that you shouldn't be talking about that right now. Why are we talking about women getting rich right now? There's a war going on. Why are we talking about this right now? We should be talking about these important geopolitical or political issues. Yeah, and we will, and we do when we have important things to say about them. We amplify the voices of those who matter. Sometimes wisdom is not saying anything. But the way that we change the world, the way that we wage peace in a world full of war, the way that we heal, the way that will shift the structures of our governments, the way that we will smash the patriarchy, the way that we will heal a toxic capitalistic society, the way that we will protect trans kids, the way that we will protect women is not from sitting back and being silent. It's from using our voices. It's from teaching women how to be wealthy. It's from teaching women how to heal their trauma. It's from teaching women how to get free and stop appeasing their oppressors for proximity. But it's not a one-woman job. Here comes the cycle. Here comes the collective. And you have to trust yourself while also being deeply committed to the long haul. This is not a sprint, sisters. This is a marathon. You'll have to stop to pee. You might have to stop to throw up. You'll have to stop for water. You might need an energy bar. But we will do it together. Revolution, rest, repeat. That's the cycle. Where are you? Are you ready for revolution? Do you need to take a seat of rest? It's the beginning of a new month, and this is a great opportunity to jump into your journal or into a meditation, get in the bathtub or the shower, if that's the only place you can find some silence and a full thought. And ask yourself, how am I really? How am I really? And what is today for? Is today for revolution or is today to rest? And I commit to you that for the next unforeseeable future, that I will ask myself every morning, Kelly, is today for revolution or rest? And maybe it's revolution, and I will go out there and I will make my art and I will give it to the world. And maybe that day it will be rest. And I'll give myself grace and ask myself what I need. And no matter how many days I revolution in a row or how many days I rest in a row, I will trust myself to know and to act accordingly. And so I invite you to do the same. So what do you need right now? What is today for you? Is today for revolution or for rest? There's never a wrong answer. Only your true answer. I'll be checking in with you over the coming weeks to ask you, is today for revolution or for rest? And you'll begin to see the way we carry each other, the way we hold each other through this as a collective, as a community. Some of us will revolutionize. Some of us will create, and others will rest, and we'll switch places. And we'll get through it all together. Because that's what we do. Like the war poets, we will be the reminder to one another and to the world that hope remains, that good still exists in the world, beauty still exists in the world, and better days are always coming. I love you guys. And I'll be back next week with another training that will probably be a little bit more on brand than today was, but I just felt like this was important to say. So whether you rest or whether today is for revolution, may you go out and be true to yourself. I love you.